photographers, it's Michelle, and I'm finally sitting down and making this video, which is the updated version of the Canon R6, my review, my experience. And if you missed my first video about why I returned it the first time, I will link it up in the cards here or down in the description box below. Basically, I was just having major focusing issues, and the one thing I heard so much about the R6 was it's such a good focusing system on there. The eye was supposed to be really perfect. It was almost hard not to get a good in focus shot. So I had issues with that, and since then I believe I've solved that issue, and I wanted to show you in real time the issues I was having with different scenarios, so hopefully it can help someone out there. And I know there was a lot of different opinions on why that could have been, some helpful and some not so helpful. So I'm making this video mainly in case somebody else is researching their R6 and they might have run into the same issue, and hopefully I can help you out. So I went ahead and grabbed two of my friends to help you guys kind of show you this in real time. I'm gonna go over my settings a lot clearer in this video because I realized in the other video I could have been better about that, and that's maybe where some of the assumptions came from. And we had a little bit of glare because we were outside. It was pretty bright out there when we were filming. So just to recap now with you, and then again you'll see in the video, I am on servo, I am on AF, eye tracking. The eye detection is enabled. I have the updated firmware as of recording this video. So in this video we're going to compare the R6 using the Sigma Art 35mm 1.4 lens with the adapter because it's an EF obviously lens, and then we also are going to do the EF Canon 50mm 1.4 lens, and then I also purchased the RF 35mm 1.8 lens, and I'm going to show you my experience with all three of those lenses using the R6. Okay, so the first lens we are going to use is the Sigma Art 35mm 1.4 lens. I have the adapter on R6, and I'm going to go over the settings I'm using for this lens. And okay, so as you can see, we're on servo, we're on the eye tracking method here, and our subject to detect is people. And then also we made sure that the orientation is on both. So on landscape and portrait, it's gonna focus. And then also, as of this video, my firmware that I'm using is up to date. It's 1.5.1. Okay, so now we're gonna do some headshots here so you can see. And then you're just gonna do hand on hip. And then we're coming right in close. You can see that, I don't know, can you see that? So the blue box is on her eye. I'm gonna go ahead and take it. And then as you can see, if I zoom in, let's get one here, that it's a little soft. And I'm gonna show some examples on the screen so you guys can see. So mainly if you see her eyebrows, they're not super in focus as I would wish. And again, we're gonna go one more here, but I'm gonna show you if I flip it with this camera, if I do a horizontal one, then she's super in focus. So that was the issue I was having before. And just for kicks and giggles, we're gonna do one motion shot. So you're gonna do a walking one.
Okay.
Yes. My friends are the best. They're helping me out today. And so you're just gonna walk normal like this. And I'm gonna get your eye.
Okay.
And again, I'm on the AF tracking. So yeah, Courtney, you're gonna have to do your best.
Here,
okay.
Let me go back.
Good, you can go side to side as you walk. We're getting her eyes here. Yes, good. Good, and then I'm gonna show you a close-up screen of those. Okay, so now I'm gonna switch our lenses. So I apologize for the background noise. We got cars, planes, and trains literally everywhere around us. But so now we are using the 50mm, the Canon 50mm 1.4. This is an EF lens, so I have the adapter on there, and I'm gonna show you kind of the same thing that we did. I have the same settings on the AF, servo, eye tracking, all the things. So we're gonna test out this lens now. And we're gonna do the same poses so you guys can see. We'll go here. Good. The 50, I gotta stand back a little bit. There you go. One there. And then also, we're gonna go with the horizontal view as well with my beautiful friends. Okay. And again, I'm gonna show this on the screen so you guys can see it up close better. That one did a little bit better than the 35. There we go. And then again, usually it's tack sharp this way as well. Okay, so now we're gonna do the walking one and see how well this does with the tracking. So, just gonna walk back a little bit. Okay, and then she's gonna walk, maybe hand in pocket. Good, and then a spin, Steph. Yay, you're good. Good, and again, I'm gonna show those up close on the screen so you can see what the focus issue is there. And then we're gonna switch the lens one more time. All right, so now we're gonna use the RF 35mm 1.8 lens. So we're gonna see how a native lens does on the R6. So same settings, we're on servo, we're on AI tracking or eye tracking, and then we're gonna see how it performs. So, and then also I should say, so very high shutter speed too. We're in the well over 1000, f2.8, I have ISO 250. And then we're gonna go front here. You can see the blue dot or the blue rectangle is on her eyes still, and then one down below, and then yep, drop that front shoulder, beautiful. And then again, if you can see how in focus they are, they're supposed to be, both eyes are in focus, her eyebrows, all that, you can see all the detail, which is wonderful. And then we're gonna do a horizontal headshot too, just to make sure. See, it tracks too without, looks great. And now we're gonna do a motion one to see how it tracks when she moves. So she's gonna walk towards us, and walking, it's still tracking on her eye, and then she's gonna spin for us. See if it can grab it there. Good. And then again, we're gonna go up close. Looks like it did an amazing job, which I love. So again, I'm gonna throw up some up close examples on the screen. I'm gonna compare all three lenses so you guys can see that now, and then I'll share my final thoughts in my office here in a minute. Okay guys, I just wanted to bring the example images into Photoshop just to see them a little closer, because that's what I did the first time. So for the first one, this is that Sigma Art 35 lens with the adapter. So again, I'm just gonna zoom in and show you what was happening. So again, it looks like it was grabbing the focus on the outside of the hair instead of her eyes, which is what the issue was the first time, even with all the settings right and the high shutter speed. So again, yeah, you can see in her hair down here as well, just grabbing the wrong part. So something about the focusing was just not catching. This one is the 50mm 1.4. This is the EF lens as well with the adapter, and it actually did pretty good. I was a little bit surprised with the 50. It did pretty good. I did have a little bit more misses on the 50, but it definitely performed better than the Sigma 35. And then finally the RF 35. Perfect. So as you can see, she is definitely separated from the background as she should. Her eyebrows, everything is in focus, and it nailed it like every single shot. So, and then I just want to show you guys the horizontal examples as well. Again, they were tack sharp for all three lenses for some reason. It works great for the center of the images, or right in this plane field on the 35. And also, again, these are straight out of the camera images. There's no editing on any of them. I wanted you guys to see exactly what happened straight out of the camera. So that's the Sigma 35. That's the 50, the Canon 50 EF 1.4. And then that is the RF 35. Okay, so in conclusion, for me, the biggest factor was the lens. So obviously I can't speak to all EF lenses and adapters. If you have a higher quality EF lens, maybe the 50mm 1.2, you might be okay. I can't speak to that. I didn't try that. But for me, the biggest difference was having an RF native lens. And I know it's like a bummer to buy new lenses when you've already purchased so many. So my recommendation maybe is to rent the R6 if you're thinking about it, and then test it with the adapter with the lenses you already have, just to make sure they're compatible and that they work well together before you go in on buying RF lenses. The other comment that I was getting that I just want to address on my other video was why I returned it so quickly the first time. At the time of this recording and the time of the last one, Canon only gives you 30 days to return the camera to get a full refund, and I had already tried it on 6 different shoots within that month before making that decision. So FYI, that's why the renting is nice, to try it out before, because you only get 30 days, at least as of right now, with Canon in order to get your refund back. So just be aware. But I have to say that I do love the RF lens, and now I understand what people are talking about. I understand that these are great. I've used the Canon R6 with that the RF lens now for all my shoots for a couple months now, and I would say like 98% of all these shots are in focus, and I absolutely love it. I can compose the way I want to. I can reach different angles that I was a little scared to try versus on the other 5D Mark II. So in conclusion, I love the mirrorless camera now. I am so thankful that I was able to find this, and I'll be expanding my lens range with the RF lenses moving forward. And I will say the only thing I don't particularly like about the 35mm RF lens, and this is just personal preference, is the lens flare on it isn't as to my taste, I guess I could say, to the Sigma Art. I still think the Sigma Art lens is amazing. I love the lens flare on that thing. The RF is just, it's a little more blown out, a little bit more purple. It's just not my favorite, but you know, it's just personal choice, like I said, so I can work around that. But overall, the eye detection autofocus is amazing, and I will be continuing to move forward with the R6 like I was hopeful the first time. So I hope this was helpful to somebody else having similar lenses or similar problem, and just make sure that you have a good lens compatibility with your R6 body. And thank you for watching, guys, and until the next time, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.